Tooligans, I missed you! Welcome to the second ever episode of How to Hilton. In our first episode, we covered how to perfectly plan a 3-day Bahamas cruise. And now, as a follow-up, I'm going to be going into more detail with a packing list, teaching you what you should bring, what you definitely need to have, what is not necessary, and showing you how to put together your own packing list based off of my template. Please take a second to hit that big subscribe button down there and also hit the bell to make sure that you always are up to date on when I post fresh content. I'll be posting a new video every Tuesday, and so that you do not have to wait until next Tuesday, I'm actually posting one today, tomorrow, and Friday. So you have fresh content to look at and get involved with the How Tooligan community. If you've already checked out my first video, the prequel to this one, then you'll know that the 3 steps to planning the perfect cruise are 1. Budget, 2. Itinerary, and 3. Packing list. This is where we're going to focus today, strictly on packing lists. So we're going to jump right back in. There's a link to my actual packing list so you can follow along. In the comment section below, you can also find this template on my Facebook page, How to Hilton. Make sure to like and follow that, and then you can have your own copy. This is going to be me geeking out a little bit. You ever get excited about a spreadsheet, a really nice spreadsheet? Maybe it's just me. But this is going to be my time to do that because packing lists are just the quintessential version of relaxation to me, because I know I'm not going to have to worry about anything while I'm trying to enjoy my vacation. And I'm never wrong about that. If you like, you can pull this packing list up at the same time, but right over here, I'll be putting up everything I'm talking about as I go. So I've broken up this packing list into a couple of different, more bite-sized pieces. First, I have general items. Then second, I've got toiletries and medicine. Then I have a section that's more geared toward what women would probably end up needing on a trip. And then I have a section for men as well. I also have one for children. And then I have clothing, just general clothes. Let's start with general items. I'm not going to spend a lot of time on these. A lot of them are self-explanatory, but I do want to go through a couple of them that you might not have thought of ever needing if you've been on a cruise or not. When you're about a week or 2 out from your cruise, you can go online to the cruise website and check in. They'll provide you with the reservation information for each person in your party. They'll also give you your stateroom number, your muster station number, and a lot of other small pieces of information. This is good information to have because it will expedite the check-in process once you get to the seaport, which in turn gets you on the boat faster. When you do check in online, one of the things they will give you are some printable luggage tags that are a certain color and have a number printed on them. This is very crucial to make sure that your luggage gets to your room. If you did not bring a stapler, because why would you, or a roll of invisible tape, then you can simply ask a steward and they will staple it to your luggage for you and then take it from there. Now, the process of having your luggage delivered to your room takes a couple of hours. There's a lot of people getting on at all kinds of different times and they're moving a lot of stuff around at once. So you're not going to see your bag for a while. They will not let you on the boat if you do not have a passport or other government-issued photo ID, such as like a driver's license. You'll be asked to present your passport or ID when you check in at the seaport. Don't forget it. Some cruise lines only accept passports because the Bahamas is another country, it's outside the US. But there are a couple that have a closed loop rule, which means if you originate in the US and you end in the US, then you don't necessarily have to have a passport. But this is very different between cruise lines, so make sure that you check with your cruise line to find out what you're going to need. I would really recommend just going ahead and getting a passport because there's a lot of complications. Like, let's say for example you get left by the boat in Nassau. You can't fly to the US without a passport, so it can be a pretty sticky situation. So get a passport. Well, duh. This should already be in your wallet anyway, and I would not recommend taking a lot of the information stuff out of your wallet for your trip, but do make sure you have something. If you get sick or hurt and they can't handle it in the I guess, sick bay. I don't know if that's what it's called. That's what they called it on the USS Enterprise. Also note that Medicaid and Medicare Part A and B are not accepted outside the United States. So I recommend, if you use those, to get some travel health insurance just for your peace of mind. While on the topic of medical stuff, always make sure that you have a list of your current prescriptions and medications that you're taking so that, God forbid, something happened to you and you get sick, you can always get those. I'll cover all the financial stuff together. Obviously, bring your plastic. When you check in, they will ask to see the card that you'd like to keep on file on the ship because there is no cash on the ship unless you're in the casino. The only way that you can purchase something on board outside of the casino is with a credit card that is kept on file. The credit card that you leave on file will be connected to your room key, so you'll use that for all of your transactions on board. Make sure you also go on your credit card's website and let them know you'll be traveling abroad. Unless you want to just completely turn off your phone for the duration of your trip, a phone card or SIM card will also be necessary if you want to make phone calls while on shore. In lieu of a phone card or SIM card, you can also call your provider and ask for a temporary international plan, which runs at the time of this video about $10. Cash in small denominations. This is nice to have for tipping, souvenirs, or using in the casino. A tip is already added for most services, but if you want to tip more or tip your porter when they're taking your luggage, then that's a good place to start. Do take the time to write down the toll-free numbers on the back of your credit cards in your phone somewhere, because if they get stolen or lost, this will be a really nice thing to have. All of this paperwork that I just told you about can really add up, so it's really handy to have a small envelope or travel folio that you can put all these things in. Also, if you like to save receipts, those can go in there. Small souvenirs and paper scraps for your scrapbook, whatever. Bags. Just lots and lots of bags to haul all your stuff around in. You're gonna need lots and lots of bags. Remember how I told you the porter is going to take your luggage when you get to the seaport? It's good to have a carry-on bag, like a small backpack or something like that, a tote, so you could put maybe your bathing suit and some other small items that you'll need before you get your luggage. Other must-have items that you'll want inside of your carry-on bag are any kind of prescription meds, all of your paperwork that you just got done collecting, anything like that. A mesh bag is great for a beach bag because no sand. You're not gonna ever have to worry about tracking sand anywhere because you can literally just shake the bag. This is great to have for anything you might need at the beach or pool, and you can take it around the entire ship or at port. Foldable bags are great to have when you're in port. They're small, they don't take up a lot of room, and it's great whenever you see a store that's got something that you just have to have in it. Most of these items are pretty easy to understand. A small umbrella, in case it rains. Lounge chair clips to hold down your towel on your lounge chair when you're on board. Cruise ships tend to be kind of windy. Waterproof phone cases. It isn't a good idea to leave your valuables sitting on the pool deck on the cruise ship or on the beach at port. I definitely recommend having one of these to put your phone in, your cruise card, money, what have you. My husband and I literally wore these almost every minute of every day that we were on our trip. They're absolute lifesavers. The ones I use actually are clear on both sides, which allows you to still use the camera on your phone. Sunglasses, hat, or visor? Really? The sun, that's why. That's why you need those. Wet bag? Just grab some grocery bags if you want, or if you don't have any on hand, you can always get a nice nylon one to throw your swimsuit in if you're wet and you want to go look around the town or something. Definitely, if you're bringing an actual camera and not just using your phone, get extra memory cards. They will offer them on the ship, but they do cost an arm and a leg. Something else I got specifically for our trip was a knockoff GoPro camera that had a waterproof case. That was super fun to use when we went snorkeling and rode jet skis. Also, don't forget your chargers. This slips people's minds a lot. I actually have a zippable case with lots of different elastics inside of it to hold different cables. Super great lifesaver. I only use it for travel. I never have to figure out what wall I'm going to unplug my charging cable from, and remember to put it back when I get home. Have extra charging cables. If you have a lot of devices you are going to be plugging in at your stateroom, you're only given 3 outlets in the entire thing. Ridiculous ridiculous. They have very few. It's always a good idea to have a non-surge protector power strip. I said that nice and slow, so you got the non-surge protector part. It's considered a fire hazard and they may confiscate it when they're searching your bags. Okay, these next items are more for like creature comforts while in your stateroom. Since our trip was an anniversary vacation, some flameless candles can really set the mood. Moving on! Night lights, because one of the best things about going on a cruise is the amazing night's sleep you're gonna get. It's like being rocked bed by the ocean every night. They have the most pitch black rooms you could ever imagine, and there's no towns around you, so there's not a lot of ambient lighting outside. However, this is a new space to you. You've never stayed in the stateroom before, and so that you don't stub your toe on everything in the room, get some night lights for those midnight bathroom breaks. Okay, so this is all clothes-related items. See how I grouped them together? I've discovered that grouping like things together decreases your chances of forgetting something. Like, if I think about a laundry bag for my dirty clothes, then I think, well, do I need detergent to wash my clothes? A lot of cruise ships now have, what are they called? Laundromats. Now, honestly, for a 3-day cruise, I wouldn't even bother bringing any of that stuff, but it's up to you. Then, of course, that thought leads to wrinkle release spray and a bleach pen, odor resolving spray. This kind of linear thinking makes writing your packing list much easier. Think about what you're going to be doing each day and then tailor the things that you're going to need to what you're going to be doing. For example, let's say I want to go to the pool. I gotta have my swimsuit. Check. Flip-flops? Check. Am I gonna be sitting in the sun? Sunscreen? Check. Maybe you want to bring your phone or something to read, which brings me to my next point. Entertainment. When you're getting some sun or you're on the plane or a tour bus headed to a shore excursion, you're gonna want something to play with. I recommend the highlighter for your daily cruise planner. Every day they're going to give you a big piece of paper to your stateroom that tells you all the events that are happening on board that day. Just highlight the things you want to do, and then you'll be able to easily find that next cruise karaoke competition that you're dying to join. Lastly, for the general items section, food and drinks. For shore excursions, it's always a good idea to bring your own water bottle and fill it up while on board. You may not get access to water for a few hours depending, so always make sure you have your water to stay hydrated. The other thing you're allowed to bring with you is snacks. I feel I need to take a second to state the obvious. There is not a microwave in your stateroom. These need to be snacks that are suitable to stay in a pantry and require no preparation to eat. Think cookies, crackers, chips, beef jerky, stuff like that. Don't bring a lot of snacks though, because you're not going to be spending a lot of time in your stateroom, and there's literally a metric F ton of food on a cruise. This last item is very specific to the cruise line that you are traveling on. All of this can be found on the interwebs, but very quickly I'll go through it. Royal Caribbean allows 2 750 milliliter bottles of champagne or wine per stateroom on embarkation day only. Princess Cruises allows 1 750 milliliter bottle of wine or champagne per person per voyage on embarkation day only. Carnival allows no more than 12 12-ounce cans or cartons of milk, soda, sparkling water, what have you, and 1 750 milliliter bottle of champagne or wine per person. Celebrity allows 2 750 milliliter bottles of champagne or wine per stateroom on embarkation day only. Disney allows 2 750 milliliter bottles of champagne or wine, or 6 cans of beer, 12 ounces or less, per person, and here's the cool part, you can bring them in on embarkation day or from ports. Holland America allows 1 750 milliliter bottle of champagne or wine per person per voyage on embarkation day only. Cunard allows 1 750 milliliter bottle of wine or champagne per person per voyage on embarkation day only. Norwegian allows you to bring as many 750 milliliter or 1500 milliliter bottles of champagne or wine as you want on the boat. However, there's a corking fee for $15 for every 750 milliliter bottle you have, and $30 for every 1500 milliliter bottle you have. The rest of the items on the list really don't need any explanation, so I'm gonna stop talking now. Take a look at my list, tell me how I did. Did I forget anything that you consider to be a cruising essential? Let me know in the comments and check out my Facebook page, How to Hilton, to get your own copy of my template that I use. I appreciate you sitting and listening to this rambling mess that I've made. And I hope that everything I've told you gives you an edge over other cruisers to have the most enjoyable time you can. Check back every How Tuesday and be sure to become a How-Tooligan by subscribing for new content. Click the cowbell below for notifications on when I post new content, and make sure to comment and let me know what you'd be interested in seeing. Thanks for stopping by.